So, what kind of a school student were you? Were you somebody that got straight A's? Or were you somebody that kind of didn't get straight A's? Were you a class clown? Or were you somebody that was a little more serious and stoic, and you took your studies and homework very seriously? Can you guess what kind of a student I was? I've got some things here I'd like to read to you. They're pretty funny. That movie is a shit show. What you think you see, what you think you hear, that's what it's about. It's all a theater of the mind. No, it's garbage. It's garbage. Mood and atmosphere. Now that I really like. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. Hey folks, how you doing? Dave McRae here. Okay, so I want to have a bit of fun in this video. I'm feeling a little under the weather today, so I thought I would keep it light. And the other day I was going through some old photo albums and some old albums in general that my mother had made up for me and my siblings in the years prior to her death. And they're full of photos and old report cards and drawings and class photos and you name it, it's in here. And this is only one album. I've got like 3 or 4 in the other room. And she kept everything, as a lot of parents do, right? A lot of parents tend to keep their, the drawings and projects and little things that their children make them throughout the years. And nowadays, of course, a lot of things are digitally done in terms of photos and all that kind of jazz. So there's probably more of a digital footprint now in a parent's life than there was, say, 35 or 40 years ago. But nonetheless, I have some tangible, real shit here. Notebooks, homework books, assignments, tests, you name it's here. I'm not going to go through all that boring stuff, but there's a couple of report cards here that I want to read you because it gives you some insight into the kind of student I was. And to be fair, in my defense, I did improve as a student as the years went on in the overall kind of student I was. I was always a class clown. That never went away, but I became less disruptive and a little more mature as I got into the later years of high school. But in grades, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I was a bit of a class clown and not a very good student. I wasn't the worst student in the world, not by a long shot. I graduated high school, obviously. But I certainly wasn't a great student. I think I could have been a better student than I was. I just was one of those guys that I was a daydreamer. I was an actor. I was a performer. I was one of those guys that was always trying to be funny and, getting the girls to laugh at my jokes and all that kind of stuff. That's who I was. Anyway, here is a report card from grade 8. Now, this is 1993-94. Now, I failed grade 4. So really, grade 8 for me should have been 92, 93, but because I failed grade 4, that is why I am essentially back a year in relation to my age. So anyway, here we go. Okay, grade 8, 93, 94. This is the last report card of the year. So all 3 terms are here. And I don't know how it's divided in the States, but there were 3 terms, and this was junior high school. So I had graduated junior high school and was now going off to high school. Okay, here we go. Term number 1, English and geography. Okay. Keep up the effort, David. All right, not bad, right? Not bad. That's all right. Not bad. History. Okay, history. Consistent review of notes may be of value. I think you can do better in history, David. And he's right, because history, I loved history. I did. It was one of my favorite subjects. And I loved this teacher. That kind of teacher really plays a role. If you have a teacher, it doesn't matter the subject. If you have a teacher that you just really like the way they teach and it can make all the difference in the world. Okay, math. I was terrible at math. I only have my grade 10 math right now. When I found out that I only needed 2 math credits, I was like, why the hell am I continuing to take math? And my line was always like, hey, listen, If I see it on a bill, I'll call you, okay? But as soon as you throw an X and a Y in there, I was done. I was done. Anyway, math, here we go. Additional effort will improve his mark. It's not happening. Okay. French. Okay, yes, here in Canada, we take French. I think you can take a couple of languages, but the standard certainly is French class, and for obvious reasons. French. Little effort shown. Little effort shown rarely delivers on oral assignments. That's right. I didn't give a shit. PE, which stands for phys ed or gym class. This surprises me because I love gym and I thought I was really good. But here's the class clown. This is gym class. David's overall attitude and effort, along with his disruptive behavior, has been less than acceptable. He is capable of much more than he has shown so far this term. In gym? I was disruptive in gym? You know what it was? It was me and my buddy, Cameron Downey. Cameron, if you're watching, he's a police officer now in Ottawa. Cameron, if you're watching, we were pretty... because if you didn't get this, I'm going to be angry because you and I were both disruptive. We fed off each other. So you better have had the same notes on your grade 8 report card. All right, term number, what's the next one here? Science. Much greater group much greater group cooperation required. No, I didn't like people. Anyway, here we go. Here we go. Term number 2. So this is the middle of the year now. Technology assignments incomplete. Well, what a shock. History. I am pleased with the improvement in history this term, David. Ooh, he's pleased. I liked history. I did. And I liked him. I thought he was cool. All right. Science. A much greater effort and a more positive attitude required. David must learn to make better use of class time. Math. This is amazing. This is one of the best. This is not about how I'm doing. It's just basically a statement that just says, you fucking suck. That's what this says. Math. There are regular extra help sessions in math. Like, she's not commenting on how bad I've done or how much I've how much I've improved, which obviously I haven't. She's just basically saying, there's help out there. That's what it says. There are regular extra help sessions in math. Wink, wink. You fucking suck. You suck. Yeah, I fucking hated math. I hated math. I can't stand math. Anyway. French. Disruptive behavior has been stopped. Oh, geez. I wonder why I did that. That's strange. David must show the same self-control and effort in accepting responsibility for learning. You are capable, David. Just do it. My French teacher's name was Madame Decroux. I wonder if she's still alive. She looked like she was 60 then, so she might be dead. She was sweet, though. I as an adult now, like, you feel really bad, you know? Sometimes. Anyway, term number 3, the last term of the year. So the last report card of the year, basically they just like, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Just put him in grade 9 already. Good luck next year, Dave. So they're just basically saying, good luck, you know, blah, blah, blah. My marks were C's and B's. I had a couple of D's, mostly C's and, C's, usually. Although I graduated high school as a B student, was my average, funny enough. I matured and got a bit better as I went along, but that was grade 8, my last report card of grade 8. Fascinating shit there. Let me just read one more to you here, which I think you'll find interesting. And we're going to go back a ways here. But this is going to be, I want this to be This is grade 6. This is grade 6 or 6th grade if you're in the US. In Canada, we tend to say grade and then the number. And in the US, I find that you guys tend to say the number, then the grade. I don't know why that is. Strange. Same thing, but anyway. So grade 6 or 6th grade. This is each term here. David can work. This is term number 1. So this isn't specific classes. This is just overall sort of general consensus of me as a student. That's how this is sort of broken down. David can work well and complete assignments on time. Funny. But his effort is not consistent. In all areas of the program, he needs to get into the habit of handing in completed work and follow up with correcting errors. Written answers need more detail. David answers questions with the minimum number of detail. David, how are you? Good. Did you do your homework? Yes. Who was, or I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something that would be funny. But it's true, I did, because I just didn't want to do the work, I guess. Map work was good, although corrections were not made. His weather project is not handed in. David is making good progress with the mathematics support he is receiving. All right, I guess that's term 1. Term 2. David still encounters the problem of incomplete work. He applies himself in comprehension and has kept the weekly work up to date. The other assignments do not fare as well. David should be taking work home every night to complete the work. The environmental studies units were not handed in. Mrs. Scott reports David is making good progress in mathematics. Oh, well, that's good. Last term, June 1992. Again, if I didn't fail grade 4, it'd be 91. Shouldn't have failed. Although, I might not have the friends I have today from high school if I had failed, because obviously we were in the same grade. So, hey, you can't complain, right? David worked hard in language arts and mathematics to complete daily assignments and keep corrections up to date. See what you can do? Continue this effort into the new school year. Well, I just read the effort. I didn't. That is some funny stuff. Hey, what kind of a student were you? Were you a good student? Were you a student like me? I'd like to know. Comment below and let me know what kind of a student you are. Were you a class clown? Were you somebody that sat at the back or sat in the middle of the class and just liked being a class clown? That's the kind of guy I was. And as you can imagine, you see me doing all sorts of crazy voices and sound effects now. Yeah, I was doing that in grade 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And I got kicked out into the hall and sent to the principal's office and all that kind of shit happened to me all the time. All the time. Hey, here's a cute little photo of This is a cute little photo of me, a hockey photo. Look at this. This is look at me. Look at me. Ah, little chubby cheek Dave McRae with wavy 80s hair. That's what that is, folks. 80s hairdo. There's my team. Look, there I am, right. I guess I'm right here. Right here. God, I got the longest hair in the whole look at my face. I guess you can't really see it because it's blurry. Anyway, that's funny shit. I love this stuff. I love that my mother was able to do this because it's so great. Do you guys have things like this from your past? Because it's pretty friggin' cool to go back as a 40-year-old man now and look at all this stuff and go, man, I fucking sucked in school, but I had the capability to be really good. I just was one of those guys that just sneaked by. I don't know. Hey, if you want to follow me on Facebook, you can at facebook.com/manythingsdavemcrae. That's where I tend to post in the meantime and in between time. When I'm not posting here, all the links are in the description. Check them out when you can. Is there any, again, there's so much I could go through here, but there's just too much. This would be like a 9-hour video. But I'm trying to just one last thing before I let you guys go. One last thing. Hey, here's something. Oh, hey, look at this. For you horror fans out there, my little take on Jason Takes Manhattan. Isn't that awesome? That's awesome shit. I was like, I don't know. Well, the movie came out in 89, so I was probably, like 10. 10. That's hilarious. Hey, I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.